you're watching this video, chances are you're trying to find ways to get ahead as a leader. And in this video, I'm going to share with you a simple framework that helps you work out where to focus your effort first to get the best results the fastest. Imagine you're climbing a ladder, and instead of doing it physically, you are climbing the leadership ladder. And the key thing about climbing this ladder is that you need to go step by step by step. Otherwise, what you may find is if you try and go fast, you can wobble, you can miss a step. Worst case scenario, you can fall off the ladder altogether. Now, we don't want that. So you need to have solid foundations as a manager when you are going to lead well. I developed this concept of a leadership ladder when I found that I was having very similar conversations in many workshops and with many clients, and increasingly recognized that there is a sort of order of putting things in place as a manager in order to accelerate your leadership. And if you set those very solid foundations, your leadership influence and impact seems to grow much, much faster. I saw really common things, whether it be a senior manager or somebody who's just become a manager for the first time. If those foundations weren't there, they were not as successful. Let me give you a couple of examples. So people would say to me, I want to improve my leadership influence. And I'd say, fantastic. What are you currently doing? What's your current way of managing your stakeholders? And what became really clear is they had no system. They were very much ad hoc, reactive. It's hard to improve your influence if you're not sure where you're supposed to be influencing. Similarly, I could be training people on coaching skills. And yet when we were in the workshop, I would find that their one-to-ones, those moments when they meet with their team, were actually very inconsistent. And they were not building a strong relationship with their team member. Now, the one thing you need to coach someone well is a good level of trust. And if you as a manager have not built that level of trust with your team, you're automatically making it harder for you to coach them. So unless you set foundations in the way in which you think and you work as a leader, you make it difficult for yourself to do some of the higher order, more challenging leadership skills. So hence the leadership ladder was born. And I just thought it would be a really good thing to share with all of you to see if it could help you achieve your leadership goals faster. So what is it? Let's jump into it. The first rung of the ladder, the first step you take is about mindset. Now, when you go from being a successful individual contributor to being a leader of a team, being a manager, your job fundamentally changes. You no longer are successful by doing the things you do. You are successful by achieving your results through others. So the first really big shift in mindset that you need to have is that you are no longer doing, you are leading. And I can't tell you how many times I've met people who really think like a super individual contributor. I am here and these people are here to help me achieve my results, as opposed to I am leading this team and I am here to guide, to support, to unblock and to lead this team so that we achieve our results as a team. It's a big difference. Now, things that help you in the mindset to get there faster is a good level of self-awareness. You need to be aware how you are seen by other people and how you are at your best and how you are when you're not at your best, because it is key to the reaction you're going to get from the people you lead. You need a willingness to learn because things are always changing. And if you stay fixed, you're going to get buffered by events. Being able to adapt and change and take other people to adapting to that change is incredibly valuable. And a learning mindset is by far the best way of getting both yourself there and your team there to constantly improve and become a high performing team. And the final aspect of your mindset is being aware of your values, what drives you, and your behaviors. Your team will see a mismatch if your values are out of sync with either what they expect or what the organizations are. It's something to be aware of. So manager is your title, but what you do is lead. And as long as you have that mindset as the starting point, you will automatically start to perform better as a leader. The second step up, the second rung of the ladder, is systems. So once you've embraced that role as being a leader of a team and shifted your mindset, you have to change the way in which you work. What worked for you before will not work for you in the same way now. As a leader, there are always going to be problems and challenges. So how you embrace those, how you manage yourself and manage your time is absolutely critical to your success. Because as we said, it's not just you doing the work now. There are people around you responding to the way in which you work. You need to have a way of working, a set of rituals and routines that keep you on track to make sure that you spend time on the high value activities that are really going to make a difference to the success of your team, and that you don't be in a more ad hoc or reactive way and getting sucked into the work all the time. So by being organized and thinking and staying ahead, you set yourself up the best to be able to lead your team for success. I'm taken by how many managers I meet at all levels who do not give themselves permission to stop and think and plan. And the question you have to ask yourself is, well, if you're not thinking and planning and getting ahead, who is? And if you are always being sucked into the day-to-day and being reactive, and I know incredibly hardworking, you are making things more difficult for yourselves. So what you need to be thinking about is setting up systems for the way in which you work that make sure that you focus on the high value activities that no one in your team besides you will do. I think there are two types of system you need to have in place. The first is a planning system, and that obviously covers your goals and objectives, your targets, and you need to be thinking about where are we on those targets and what do we need to do to achieve them. But there are other things as a leader you need to think about in the same way. The second part of that is how are you working, not just what are you working. So what high-performing leaders do is stand back and look at how the work is getting done and ask themselves, is this being done in the most efficient and effective way that it could be? And if it's not, they make plans and set strategies to improve how their team is collaborating together or with other teams in order to create the best environment for those goals and objectives to be achieved. The next dimension you need to be planning for is thinking about your people. People planning and being aware of where your team are and what their needs are and where they are on their development and what you can do to help address that, again, cannot be in the ad hoc. You're looking for ways to support, to guide and unblock them. So you need to have a lens that looks across your people, how you can delegate work that gives them fulfilling and enjoyable delegation opportunities. Then one more thing that I often find is missed by managers, but never from high performing leaders, and that is themselves, their own personal development. They don't do all the work and then eventually I will get to my personal development. Their personal development is central to their success. So they come back to it regularly. They use frameworks to keep their planning front of mind. The second type of systems that I think really help are aligning systems. And I think there are three groups of people that you need to consciously think about aligning. The first is your team. So that is your one-to-ones. Your one-to-ones should be the heartbeat of how you work with your team. Those regular moments of connection, short and often, that keep work moving along. Again, remember here, you're a support, you're an unblocker, you're a guide. So one-to-ones are critical moments for helping your team achieve their goals. The second is thinking of your team in the round and how, as a team, your team's working together and how you can optimize the alignment between them. So in particular, here is your team meetings, how you use your meetings to keep work moving forward fast. The third aligning systems you need is with your stakeholders. So who are your stakeholders? What do you need to talk to them about? And when and how are you going to do it? So you need a plan and a system that keeps you on track. Because again, the more you move from the ad hoc reactive and on the front foot, the more you will build a stronger network, the more you will build stronger relationships with key stakeholders and be seen as proactive problem solver, which is absolutely what the best leaders are. So I want you to think about your systems and how effective they are and what you might need to do to put in place. Now, if this is something where you're thinking, my systems are quite weak, I'm very ad hoc and reactive, then I may have something that could help you. You might want to check below because I am just launching a new course. It's called Manager OS, and it's all about helping managers put an operating system in place that helps them create those rituals and routines so that they do their best work and shine as a leader. So the information is down below. Please feel free to check it out if you think that would help you. Okay, the third rung of the ladder. We've got the mindset right. You've organized yourself and set systems in place that allow you to do your best work. Level 3 of the leadership ladder is influence. Now, if the first two are already in place, you will find already you will be getting better results. But influence in particular is a key skill of 21st century leaders. And at its core is brilliant communication. Being able to influence, persuade, help people solve problems, manage conflict. These leaders are not afraid to have that difficult conversation. They are comfortable with feedback. And this is all in the sphere of communication and high influence of a team and of an organization. One other point of influence is being a proactive collaborator, because work doesn't just stay in your team, does it? It goes through teams. So the people who are successful leaders in this sphere are very much people who can navigate and influence beyond their team or their function. They build relationships with other functions, their cross-functional colleagues, and help work move smoothly and with momentum. And if you can do this and influence the outcome of work at that level, you really are now in the high-performing leader ground, because so few people can do it really well. The next skill set to focus on is coaching. It isn't that you won't have done coaching before and developing your team before, but it's just that once you've moved up the ladder, once you've really upped your communication skills and your influence, you will be seen as one of those leaders who really knows their stuff and is trusted to advise, which coaching is. But the thing about coaching is it is about developing your team in a way that really helps them find the solutions for themselves. And the benefit of that is that the learning is much more likely to stick. It has higher levels of accountability, but it is a much more sophisticated skill set than giving feedback and needs to be worked on. You don't just become a coach, it's a practicing skill. The second part of being a coach that I see that high performing leaders, the role they play, is that they become a mentor to many. They are seen by other people in the organization as a go-to person, not just because of their role, but because of their ability to teach and guide other people. You take that role on as a mentor to many. It's a very fulfilling role, and definitely at the upper levels of being a high performing leader, because if you are good at this, you will build the capability of your team and others fast. And that is what is at the core of leading a high performing team. So there you go, 4 levels. With foundations, which is about mindset, particularly moving from doing to leading and seeing that shift. Then about the systems, how you manage yourself in order that you focus on the high value activities that only you can do. Then the next level is about how you influence people, both within your team and cross-functionally, to help move work forward fast, and it's anchored in excellent communication skills. And at the top is coaching skills, being able to develop and build the capability, not just of individuals, but large groups of people quickly to build the capability within your team and your organization. The action from today's video is about thinking about this and assessing yourself. Where are you strong and where are you weak? And if it's lower down the ladder, that is where you should work first. Your mindset, your systems, and then build up. You will just achieve your leadership ambitions so much more quickly because it will be built on really solid foundations. This video is the next video I would recommend that you watch. It's all about nailing your personal development plan. So how to create a development plan that works for leadership skills. Let me know what you've learned from this video and what you want to focus on, because I can always create videos to help you achieve that. If you have any questions, again, put them in the comments. I'll be around to answer them. If you found this video useful, please like, subscribe and ring the bell. You'll get notified of each and every video that I release, and it helps other like-minded managers like yourself find this channel, and I will be very grateful for that. Okay, until next week, take care.